thank you so much for being with us today. This is a sacred topic. One of the first national cemeteries was in Maine, in Togus, in 1866. That cemetery is full, has no greater capacity. We now have another national cemetery at Acadia National Cemetery in Jonesboro. We also have 4 state veteran cemeteries in Maine, and I'm proud to say that as governor, Earl Adams, my adjutant general, and I worked hard to establish 2 of those in Caribou and Springvale, Maine, and I've spent hours at both of those. They're inspiring, wonderful places. I want to go back to the awareness. The 22, my question was what percent, and you just answered it, 22%. I find that surprising. You mentioned awareness, and do you work through the VSOs? It'd be interesting to do a poll of veterans and say, do you know that there is an internment opportunity for you and members of your family?
Senator, I will tell you, we have polled. It was a fairly small number, but we did a polling through our Veterans Experience Officer, and only about 35% were aware of the benefit that was out there.
Were even aware that it was available?
Yes, sir. So 22%, 16% in the national, 6% in grant-funded cemeteries. But we are working very hard to get the word out.
Well, I hope you will continue to do that, because it is such a meaningful benefit, and it's so meaningful to the families. The times that I've spent at those cemeteries have been enormously moving. The other piece that I think deserves some mention is the volunteers. Being at these, particularly the grant-funded cemeteries, tremendous volunteer support. There are people that really made those cemeteries go, and I hope that there's an ability to recognize and support those volunteer organizations.
Yes, Senator, I'll take that back. I'll tell you, not only the Honor Guard, which are typically volunteers or, will work with the military, but also when I go to visit our national cemeteries or grant-funded cemeteries, the veterans or the volunteers that are sitting at the front desk,
right,
helping people who are there to visit, I think those are the unsung heroes. And I think our cemeteries that operate the most efficiently and the best in terms of information, it's those volunteers that are manning the desk, talking to fellow veterans when they come in. I think they are unsung
raising
heroes.
money.
Raising money for the cemetery. Yes, sir.
Raising awareness. So I hope that might be a bit of a focus of your work, is to find ways to recognize and acknowledge those volunteers, because I think they are really important. Now I have a really important question. The flagpole at Togus has been damaged severely in a storm. We're having trouble getting it fixed because of some difficulty in the payment methodology with the VA and the cemetery. So if you can help me with getting the flagpole at Togus back into service, that would be important to veterans in Maine.
Hey, sir, it wouldn't be the first flagpole I noticed that wasn't operational that I ended up getting fixed. So I will take that on, and I'll find out what's going on in Togus. Contracting support has been tough post-COVID.
Sure.
We've seen higher costs, but we'll work on Togus. We'll get that flagpole fixed.
Thank you.
Important to have a flag over our national cemetery.
It certainly is, and particularly one of our what is the oldest national cemetery?
So usually about 1862 is when, Abraham Lincoln said, hey, we need national cemeteries. The
Gettysburg.
Civil War did. 1862 would be the oldest, when we first established.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your work and for your testimony. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks, Senator.